speaker, which is my co-founder, Ricardo. We're from Cryptartica. Yeah, this head over with.
Hi everyone. As we just said, I'm one of the co-founders of Cryptartica. We're a merchandise store for those who don't know. And what I'm going to talk about today is a bit about businesses, why they matter in the Bitcoin Cash ecosystem, and especially why you guys also matter. This is a bit about our experience at starting a BCH-driven business. And this is also something that I want to pass on to you guys and what you can do to actually help the ecosystem grow. Okay, cool. So adoption. Adoption is something that everyone's heard a lot about, right? We constantly talk about adoption. That is by far one of the most important things for Bitcoin Cash or any other cryptocurrency, really. Price is cool, price is awesome, but that will not dictate in the long term which cryptocurrencies live and which ones die. Adoption is by far the most important one. And in adoption, we have two big metrics. Users. So users are very important. Users using their wallet, transacting between each other, transacting with merchants. And for these users to transact daily, we need merchants, right? So merchants are also very important. Merchants accepting Bitcoin Cash. But we have a problem here, in my opinion, which is if we want to get merchants on board, the easiest way to do that is by showing them the user base that we have. But we can't build up that user base too quickly if we don't have enough merchants to basically get these users on board and using their Bitcoin Cash daily. So we kind of have a problem here, in my opinion. And I think we can break that problem. We can break that problem, this loop, this cycle that we get here, where we're basically going slowly building our user base and our merchant base, by having more users become merchants, more Bitcoin Cash enthusiasts become merchants and start a BCH-driven business. So we're just getting started. The economy is pretty small. There are very few businesses. There are still a lot of important services to be provided, and there's still a lot of services to be invented, services that are only possible because of Bitcoin Cash. So I think there's room for everyone. There is room for any single one to experiment starting a business and see how it goes from there. So let's say Bitcoin Cash, for example, a very new thing that's come out is Memo.cash. That is a service that exists because of the decentralized nature of the blockchain and because of the low fees in Bitcoin Cash. These applications never really existed in Bitcoin, and there's a reason for that. They haven't existed in other applications, in other cryptocurrencies, and there's a reason for that. Bitcoin Cash has consistently proven that it can have low fees, and it can work how it was intended to work, basically. Low fees so users can transact daily and do microtransactions, and that is very important. Another thing is groceries, for example. Everyone wants to buy their groceries. This is an essential service. This is something that we need, and we'll need a lot of these services. You buy things daily, things that you need every day, and these are services that need to come up and need to exist. And we can either wait for the big players to step in and start accepting Bitcoin Cash, but big players tend to be slow. They will be slow to adopt new technologies. They will wait for that user base to grow. So I think there is an opportunity here for everyone to kind of take a step into becoming a business, into starting up their own business slowly, experimenting, and playing with user feedback. I think user feedback is one of the things that we've learned to value the most at Cryptartica. I think that is very important, and you'll see that this community is amazing. You'll get a lot of feedback, and you'll get people helping you to grow your own business. And I think that's great. Let's take, for example, groceries. Everyone in the UK loves porridge. It's one of the very famous thing, right? So let's say you start by buying some oats at a discount, right? Because you buy a bunch of them, and then you start selling that. And as you're selling your oats, you interact with your customers, and you see what else they want. And they're probably, let's say they're going to ask you for milk, and you see there's a big user base for milk, and you start also adding milk to your store, and you build up that product base along with your user base, and you basically provide that feedback loop, and you interact on it, and that is very important. People in BCH, they love good customer support, and I think everyone loves good customer support, be it wherever. But I found that Bitcoin Cash community is very appreciative of customer support, and if you listen to their feedback and you do changes as they ask you for them, and you grow your business that way, you will have a lot of success. I think also in starting your own business, you can think of it as you're starting out slowly and small, think of it as more of a kind of a hobby. You're trying to basically buy Bitcoin Cash at a discount rate. You get your base products, you sell them for Bitcoin Cash, and whatever you make on that on profit is basically kind of like an extra in Bitcoin Cash that you're getting. So you can think of it two ways. You're providing a service to the community, adding more merchants, more options for adoption, and you're also getting Bitcoins at a discount rate. I think one thing that I really want to mention as well is this community. I've mentioned this before, but it's great, it's amazing, and you'll find a lot of people willing to help and a lot of people willing to try your service, and if things don't go well the first time, they'll be supportive and they'll help you out and they'll try again, and you can build on that. I think one of the big things as well is the Bitcoin Cash Fund, which is also sponsoring the conference today. A big shout out to them. They're very good in this community. They've been helping push adoption forward, and they've been helping projects grow. So if you have a project that you also want to start, the BCF is a good place to turn for. They will help you getting your business the exposure that it needs. They will help getting your business out there. They might even support it with some funds to get you started. And I think that is very important. So my thing to you is, if you've been thinking about getting more Bitcoin Cash, maybe give yourself the opportunity to start a business as well. Start slowly, and we'll see where it goes. We've had a lot of success with that. That's basically how it started. So yes, we've basically experienced this firsthand. Everything that I've told you, community support, everything, is basically our experience at Cryptartica. We started as basically a hobby, Bitcoin Cash merchandise, just because we wanted there to be options for Bitcoin Cash when it came out, for users to be able to spend their Bitcoin Cash. And we've gained significant traction since then. We've basically, since then, we've sold quite a bit of merchandise. We've added more and more products as we've worked directly and closely with our customers. You always get people coming to you and being like, hey, I like that t-shirt, but you know, that design needs a little change. Or hey, can you actually do this design here? And so on. So we've worked with that, but that requires a lot of work on our side. And so we've tried to accommodate that, but we also realized that working with other designers in the community is great. And so we've added designs like the BCH Please, a very popular one that's free for everyone to use, created by Jesse Quinn. The first campaign that we run basically was for Rivers and Mountains, also very popular in the community. It was trading analysis and so on. We've partnered with the TX Highway guys to do their own custom t-shirt. If you guys haven't checked it out, TX Highway, very cool project as well on Bitcoin Cash. You can see all the transactions go through in motorcycles and cars and so on. It's pretty awesome. And so that has been a very good experience for us, and we want to keep building on that. We think that design is a very powerful thing. This community, since its beginning, and back from when it was all part of Bitcoin, has always expressed itself with images. Images to introduce users to Bitcoin Cash, like local flags. Images to basically show how they're kind of not happy with the way development has been going. Or images to show how they want the currency to basically move in. Like, for example, make Bitcoin Cash again and all these things. So images are very powerful, and going into a bit of a cliche, an image is basically worth 1,000 words, and we believe that here at Cryptartica. And so that's why we want to keep partnering with more and more designers as we go forward. Another great thing is causes, right? Eat BCH is a very cool project out of Venezuela, basically helping people there get access to food. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the situation in Venezuela. Basically, the Venezuelan bolivar has been inflated to a point that people have basically lost access to any value that they used to have and be able to transact with. And so this group has came out, and with the support of the community, with donations in Bitcoin Cash, they have been providing food for a lot of people in Venezuela. They now, I believe, have up to 7 sites running and feeding people. And that's awesome. And we want to help these people, and we want to partner with them, which is why we just yesterday, we launched a design made by Satoshi Doodles, also, which basically all the profits for these canvases, posters, and t-shirts will go to BCH. The same thing for this designer, Gabe Gutrich, who did this Cryptosaurus Rex. Basically, he'll be donating part of his profits to the BCH as well. And we want to see more of these initiatives happen. We want to see more of these designers come up and start basically either earning Bitcoin Cash through their designs, or just by basically donating it to these initiatives. Whatever they want. We basically want to build this ecosystem of designers that can earn Bitcoin Cash, right? So which is why today we're introducing Cryptartica Design. Cryptartica Design is the first design marketplace fully based on BCH. You'll be able to sign up for our website starting in May, go on there, add your design in, choose what product you want to sell, and we will do everything else for you. You're able to basically create the product in 5 minutes, put it in our store, start selling it, earn on BCH. And all of the rest gets taken care of by us. And we think that this will open up the doors to allowing more people to enter this Bitcoin Cash economy without actually having to put money forward and being able to basically provide their work and be rewarded for that. So we want to give more options for people to basically earn Bitcoin Cash. This has been something that yours has done very well. This has been something that Memo.cash also does in a bit with microtransactions, JoyStream, and so on. And we want to also help in that, and we want to be part of that. So basically, we want to lower the barrier of entry for Bitcoin Cash because Bitcoin Cash is for everyone. Thank you. Yeah, any questions?
What mechanism do you use to accept?
Sorry?
What mechanism?
We use a plugin, so our whole backend is based on WordPress, which is what we started out with. I don't want to argue if that's ideal or not, but basically it's a plugin that was available. Someone forked it for Bitcoin Cash, and basically we've kept maintaining it, adding cache address and so on. And that's basically, it's all basically runs in our own servers.
Right.
Do you think a MetaMask wallet will become the major wallet for Bitcoin Cash?
MetaMask. I'm not familiar with MetaMask.
MetaMask. If you read Ethereum wallet on the browser plugin.
Sorry,
Ethereum wallet. So basically it has you can store different type of cryptocurrency. So that's the kind of thing. So do you think MetaMask will be the major wallet for Bitcoin Cash in the future because they have such a traction at the moment?
But they're Ethereum, right?
With Ethereum, yes.
Well, but I don't see. Sorry, I'm not understanding. But if MetaMask is for Ethereum, then I don't know. If Ethereum becomes a big currency, then yeah, sure. But I think for Bitcoin Cash, we already have a lot of wallets, and we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Hi. So I guess right now you don't really have like big volumes in terms of transaction, right?
Yeah.
So what happens when the day comes where you get really successful, which I hope you do, and then you have like let's call it a more Scotland Yard or the SEC starting knocking at your doors and asking you about AML, KYC.
Well, that's the thing. Here at Cryptartica, we believe that we can't fight the government. We're not going against regulation. So everything that we're going to do is by the books. That means that over a certain threshold, we will have to do AML and KYC. And we will do that. Unfortunately, whether people like it, and I know the cryptocurrency community likes to go a lot against regulation in the governments, there are just certain things that we can't go against. And if we want to play nicely and we don't want to have Scotland Yard at our door, we will need to comply with those rules. That's just let's say, unfortunate thing that's taking part of this government.
What's the threshold in the moment? The threshold is to...
The threshold I don't really want to say because I don't want to give anyone misinformation if I'm wrong. But yeah. But I think it should allow most people to get a bit of decent money without just by giving their name and so on.
Hey man, I'm wondering if I were to upload a design, let's just say it's a picture of some other type of dinosaur with a Bitcoin on it. Would you then apply that to a T-shirt or a mug or this sort of thing? Is that what part of the service you provide?
Yeah, I don't think we have any problem with that kind of stuff. That's really up to you, what you want to sell and your user base wants to buy.
Okay, so at the moment, would the idea
As
be
long as you don't
the
violate,
artwork
as
is
long
what's
as you
being
don't
sold?
violate any rules, anything that will get the police at our door because we
Oh,
are
sure. I just mean
because we are
that.
selling that.
Is it just the design that you sell, or do you sell actual T-shirts with say if I was an artist, my design on it?
So we're not selling your design. We're selling your design on merchandise that you choose. Be it mugs, T-shirts, canvases, posters, flip-flops, whatever you want. We're gonna have all of that.
Cool. Love it. Thanks.
Anyone else?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.